blame it on me. I'm okay with that. The next one, stupid, is your board erased, the whiteboard. Just small stupid things. Is your board erased? If you have like black smears all over the board, is there black smears all over the edge of the board? Okay, so just fix those stupid small things. Is your radio on? Don't put it on the hood channel. Don't put it on the rock channel. Put it on the normal poppy channel that plays like a mixture of everything. Don't put it on the country channel. Don't go too far on either end of the spectrum there. Obviously, you want to blend in for everybody. Or your chairs scattered everywhere. Always have a greeter. Now let's get into some of the more of the pre-screening stuff. Always have a greeter. I would prefer not be your ERA because your ERA should be doing what? Taking calls, right? And nothing sucks worse than an ERA like on the phone blowing up and then having to greet people. Or they do this. They're like, oh yeah, you're here for the interview, and they're like, if you want to grab one of those, and they point at the application, and the applicants, remember, they're already walking in thinking, what is this? I'm not really sure about this. And then some rude chick just not because it's her fault, because the manager obviously did not have somebody greeting them, but make sure that somebody's greeting them. Preferably you, if you're running the interview in the fall and spring. You don't need, a ton of people to help you out there in the fall and spring. If you have a 10-person interview, then you can greet them yourself. And if you already did greet them, or excuse me, if you were in a pre while they came in, go walk into the group room and introduce yourself. Be like, hey, my name is Mark Robbins. I'm the assistant manager here. I'll be meeting with you in a couple seconds, okay? And so just a nice warm greeting, a handshake, not like, oh, here's an application. Introduce yourself first, last name, and your title. I think your title is important, especially if you're younger, because there needs to be somebody bigger than you. Did everybody catch that? Now, I know that you guys are like, no, I'm the man, I'm the whole man. But really, if somebody's sharp, with the economy the way it is today, there's going to be 25-year-olds with their master's degrees. They're like, dude, you're 12. So they need to know that you're the assistant manager. You're there to help out. Okay, so next one, take the applicant back to the room. Okay, and again, common sense, but I've seen this so many times. Are you here for an interview? Okay, cool. Go ahead and take this, and they're really nice. Go ahead and take this, fill it out. You can have a seat back there, and the manager will be with you in a couple minutes. But take them back there. Literally, if I need to greet somebody and I'm not doing something else, I'll greet them, shake their hand, introduce myself. Hey, yeah, John, if you're going to follow me back here, I walk back with them, I pull out their seat, I set the application down and go, all right, John, if you want to have a seat here, go ahead and fill out the front, not the back. And when you're done, go ahead and hand that to Megan. We'll be with you in a couple minutes, okay? It was good to meet you, man. Okay, just like that. But it needs to be like, hey, this guy's cool, this girl's cool. I like this person. Build rapport, they're your customers. You're selling them the job, remember that. Nobody comes in to sell knives. Did anybody just totally come into back to marketing just to sell knives? Nelson, I thought you were your hand, buddy. No, you don't. You came into back to marketing to make money, And so for the majority of you guys, and obviously it's more about that now. Next one, the pre-screen. Go back to the interview room, even if you've already introduced yourself. Go back there. I don't know, John Rogers. Hi, John. Hey, John, how's it going? I'm Mark Robbins. Good to meet you again. Hey, you gonna follow me back here? And I literally would let them walk in front of me and go like this, be polite, have some manners. Just because they're younger, you want to be the good person. You want to be the better person. So yeah, John, if you want to just go ahead and grab a seat over or follow me right through here, and I'd walk them back to the office and I'm following them. So don't do this though. There's nothing ruder than, John Rogers? Okay, John, if you want to follow me. And people do that all the time. They don't greet them again, look them in the eye, hey, good to meet you again. And they just kind of take off. They're like, okay, so do I follow you or what do I do? They're not really sure. And the goal is to make them feel comfortable with the position, feel comfortable with you. Okay, and give them the basics on the position. Also make sure your pre's not sketchy. Make sure you're following the script. We're not going to get into the actual verbiage, but the pre should cover the basics of the position. But don't get caught up in the trap of somebody trying to have you go through the whole interview with them. And remember, you're the manager. When they're on that side of the desk, then they can ask the questions. That's the way you should feel. Build a lot of rapport during the pre. Make sure that you're not rushing. You're not that busy, even during the summer. Just be a rock. You can't be moved. If I have 40 people in pre-screen, I remember I was a sales manager in Miami, and literally, we would, every interview, 40 people to pre-screen, 40 people to pre-screen, 40 people, and that's a lot of people. And one thing I just did is I just strolled. No matter what. If people want to get up and leave, they can get up and leave. Now, I wasn't taking my time and reading magazines, but I was strolling. This is my interview. And so obviously that's huge. Make sure you have confidence. Next one, don't play God. Our goal is to accept or to sign everybody that comes in the door. Does anybody know? I guess that's kind of a loaded question. I want to ask you that, but there's very few reasons why I would turn somebody down for the position or not accept them. And if anything, try to give them the benefit of the doubt, unless you really think they will absolutely ruin your group interview. When I say ruin your group interview, not because just they don't look as cool as everybody else, but like literally they're rude, making comments, like, you know, for some of those, talk to your district manager about that. But no matter what your district manager says, you should try to keep the majority of the people. Okay? Because if they're not, then they're not doing their job as a recruiter. And that's your job as a district manager. Next one, don't double pre unless they're friends. I'm okay with this. I don't know. You can ask your manager about it. I'm totally down to double pre if they're friends, and double post if they're friends. If they came in together, they're going to talk like you're going to keep one and reject the other. You know, and they're going to go back and talk to them anyways. So I'd rather them not go back to the room and go, hey, what did you say? And they go through the whole pre, kind of a sketchy version of what I just told them, to the rest of the group. Okay, so have them come back together. Be yourself, have a personality. Okay, just underline that one. You can suck at everything. Just have a personality. If you have, so many people just read through the script. If you look like you're bored, they're not going to want to show to training. You're in there for an hour with them, and if they're like, holy, this is horrible. And then you're like, yeah, training is 6 hours, 6 hours, and 6 hours. 18 hours. You down? They're like, I mean, that's just stupid. Have a personality. Have fun. Follow your script, just like we told you in training. Follow your script, but have fun. Like knock off. I don't want to say knock off, but have fun. Don't just go through it. Don't be boring. Don't be monotone. Okay, that's huge. With the group interview, remember obviously that you're the man or you're the woman in the interview. You need a controlled interview. The next thing, prep yourself mentally. This might sound dorky to some of you, but you know, I'd ask you what your show to training is. Every single time I would go to run an interview, I would go, I don't care how many people I had waiting, I would go, and it sounds kind of lame, but I'd go to the bathroom, you know, and you know, I'd pull myself up. I didn't have like a chance or anything, but I'd go to the bathroom, like straighten my tie, I'm like, all right, let's do this. You know, and I'd go out and I'd kill it. And I do kind of the same for training. You know, and so that's how, I mean, that's how you should be. You should go in there, you were on stage, you were performing, you were selling. You know, so make sure that you have a personality. Make sure you always have a seating arrangement. Here's how I did the seating arrangement. Obviously, have the kids that you really like, the sharp kids. I would do something on the application that's not obvious, like a check mark or something somewhere. And those are the kids you want to sit up front, and you guys probably line everybody up, am I right? Line everybody like that? Okay, so, and take little like notes. So I would do like right here, Jared, I'd put plaid tie. Okay, he's got a plaid tie on. Make sure your notes are not degrading. Okay, like, I'm not going to go through examples, but you guys understand that? Like, I've seen some notes, and I was like, for real, dude? You wrote that on a piece of paper that's going to sit around the office? So, you know, it's plaid tie, those things. And that way, that's going to be your little trick to memorize Jared's name, too. Like plaid tie, and use their names throughout the interview. Here's what I would do if I'm running an interview and I have my top 3 people or so. I'd line up their applications, if you have like a podium or a table sometimes. And that way, kind of just glance and be smooth about it. So if I look at it and I know that's Jared, or let's say I don't remember Jared's name, and I look at it and I see plaid tie, I'm like, yeah, so Jared, what do you think? And I'm like, damn, this guy's on point. You know, he knows my name. And that's how you cheat. You know, I'm not going to remember names, but I'm really good at reading. So I've echoed this multiple times, but remember that the interview, you are selling them the position. Again, you're selling them the position. You're not selling them Cutco. That's the biggest mistake. Awesome sales reps generally aren't the best recruiters. Why? Because they go up there and they want to spit out everything about Cutco, their love for Cutco, and oh my gosh, you gotta love Cutco. And kids don't show to training to sell Cutco. Kids show to training to make money. Everybody got that? So the products, they have to know the products are good, they're reputable, you know, that they're not going to be selling garbage, but they're not like, oh my gosh, you can't wait to go sell knives. No, they're like, oh my gosh, you can't wait to go make a fat paycheck. Okay, so make sure that you're not the products should just be bam, 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 the basics, the basics, the basics. They don't care about Dr. Thomas Lamb's 900 other inventions. You know, that's not going to make them show to training. And plus, half of this stuff is probably not true that you're saying. Nail your intro. Maybe it's just me, but my deal is if you're new at your interview, get that intro just nails, like word for word. That sets the tone for the interview. It's like, hey, what's up? This is what's going on. And I mean, you should just be flawless on the intro. And the big deal is it's going to give you a lot of confidence as a recruiter because they're just like eyes and ears. And your people should be trying to impress you. They should be sitting up straight. They should be answering every question. You know, if you ask them to snap, they should snap. Okay, like that's what you want people to do.